Open your book to page 269. This is lesson 9.6. This lesson is on inequalities. Inequalities, when you have something they are not equal. An example of that would be like if you have 5x plus 3 is less than 2x minus 1. So this is an inequality. Inequality means something that is not equal. So this is different from the equal sign, right? Now, the types of inequalities, so you have greater than, so you have the greater than, you have the less than, you have the greater than equal to, you have the less than or equal to. Okay? And you also have the not equal. You also have the not equal. So all these are inequalities. Now when you work with inequalities, it's very simple. You're going to do exactly the same as with solving equation, with one exception. That is, when you multiply or divide by a negative number, you need to change the direction of the arrow. Okay? So before we have equal, right? And when you multiply or divide, we don't have to do anything with it, because when you flip this over, doesn't matter how you flip, it's still the same. That's why we don't bother with it. But right now they are not the same. So when you flip this over, it becomes like that, right? When you flip this over, it becomes like that. So you have to be careful. So when you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to do the flipping. So let's go over some examples of how to solve. So let's go to page 271 and let's do example 6. You want to solve x plus 3 is less than 7, and you want to graph on a number line. Now when you deal with inequality, just to avoid confusion and careless mistakes, I would recommend that you always put a variable on the left hand side. Always put a variable on this side, on the left hand side. Okay? And that way, when you're doing the graphing, then it won't be as confusing. Okay, so again, to do it, so you treat it just like equation. Whatever you do on one side, you're going to do the same on the other side. So you want to undo all the other stuff. You're solving for x, so you want to undo the 3. So to undo the plus 3, you have to minus 3. So you have x is less than 4. So when you're doing the graphing, it's always a good idea to whatever number you start out with, whatever number you have, that's when you start out. Okay, and you want to maybe like get 2 numbers on either side. So this is a 4, so I'm going to put 4 over here, 5, 6, 3, 2. So you don't always have to start at 0. So this is your number line. Now, when you have the equal like that, that means that number 4 is not part of the answer. So this one means you're going to have a circle. Now, in the book, they do the graph on the line, but it's kind of hard to see exactly what a graph is. So you want to do the graphing right above the line, so it's not as confusing. Because if you do the line on the line, see like that, it's hard to see, right? So I'm going to do over here. So this number over here, again, you always start with a circle. Now this one means x cannot equal to 4, right? X equal to 4 is no good. So that means open circle. So when you have this kind of line like that, then it's going to be a dot, closed circle. When you don't have the line underneath, then you're going to have an open circle. Okay, now it says x is less than 4. Okay, now if you have variable on the left hand side, you just follow the direction of the arrow. See, the arrow is going that way. That means you're going to go this way. Okay, and just follow that. Basically, this is made out of infinite number of dots. This is equal to 3.9, 3.8, and so forth. Okay, all these dots. And again, and when you connect the infinite number of dots, it becomes a line. So in geometry, this is called a ray. Okay, so when you have this ray over here, this is made out of infinite number of dots. So when you have infinite number of dots, you can do that. Okay, and so that's your answer. So that's your graph for this answer over here. Now, what you want to do is when you box the answer, you can box this answer, but don't box the graph. Okay, let's go to example 7. Okay, example 7, you have 2x minus 1 is greater than or equal to negative 7. Okay, so again, to solve this, first let's undo this. So go ahead and plus 1 on both sides. So you got 2x is greater than or equal to, these are opposite signs, so you have to subtract the numbers, so it will be 6. And you follow this over here to be minus. Next, go and divide by 2, right? To undo the multiplication, you have to divide. So you cancel out, so you get x is greater than or equal to -3. So when you're doing your graphing, so again, you want a -3 over here, and you want to get 2 numbers on either side. So this is -3, so this is -4, -5. This would be -2, -1. Now again, I'm going to do it right above here. So -3, so you're going to get a circle. Now this tells you that this is equal. So x equal to -3. So that means you fill in the dot. Okay. So again, when you have equal, that means this dot over here. That means this is part of the answer. Whereas when you don't have the little equal over here, see it's open circle. That means the 4 is not part of your answer. Okay. So now again, this is greater than. Look at the arrows going that way, so you're going this way. Okay, so any number is greater than -3 is all that. Again, this means all these answers. Okay, you have infinite number of answers, and that's why you draw the arrow over here to represent all your answers, right? So here's your final answer. Okay, let's go to example 8. Example 8, you have an x plus 8 is greater than 6x minus 2. So when you deal with inequalities, again, to avoid confusing, it's better to just always move the variable to the left-hand side. So I'm going to move this to this side. So minus 6x minus 6x. So this will cancel out. So I end up with minus 5x plus 8 is greater than minus 2. So now to solve for x, I have to undo the plus 8. To undo the plus 8, I need to minus the 8. So I got negative 5x is greater than minus 10, right? Again, both are same sign, you add the numbers together. Now next, I need to do is undo the negative 5. So this is the multiplication. So undo the multiplication, I need to do the division. So divide. Now technically, you need to divide this also, okay? So x now, because when you divide by a negative number, negative means opposite. So that means you have to flip this over. So it becomes this. Okay? And so this will become 2. Okay, I'm not going to show. I'm just show that so you can understand what I'm doing. So again, when you divide by negative number, when you divide or multiply negative number means you have to flip things over, and so that's your answer. And to do the graphing, so again you have one number in the middle and 2 on each side. So this is 2, right? So always put a number in the middle. And this will be 3, 4, and it will be 1, 0. So again, so this is an open circle. There's no little line, so it's open circle. So you have to pay attention to the open circle, or it's a started circle or started dot. Okay, so this is the graph for that, and that's your answer. So again, remember the key is when you divide by a negative number, you have to change the direction because negative number means opposite. So opposite of that is this, right? Okay, let's go to example 9. You're solving 3x minus 2 times 2x minus 7 is less than or equal to 2 times 3 plus x minus 4. So again, just like solving equation, first need to get rid of the grouping symbol. Again, try to line things up. So multiply, you get minus 4x. Multiply, you get plus. Again, when you multiply, right, do the sign, the number, the alphabet, right? And try to line up this. So multiply, you get 6. Multiply plus 2x minus 4. You can try to line up as much as you can. The next step is you need to consolidate your terms. Okay? So you got x all over the place. So let's go and consolidate. So let's combine the like terms first. So this will give me minus 1x. And this over here will give me 2x plus 2. My next step is, again, remember, inequalities, I want to move the variable to the left-hand side because that would be less confusing when you're doing the graphing. So minus 2x on both sides. So this will cancel out. So you get minus 3x plus 14 is less than or equal to 2. Again, one step at a time, write down what you're going to do and then perform the operation. So this one, my next step would be to undo the 14, so I need to minus 14, minus 14. So again, line up each column, line up everything. Okay, now these are opposite sign. This is positive, this is negative, so you have to subtract the number, so it would be 12. and follow the sign of this would be negative. My next step is I need to divide by -3, divide by -3. Now again, remember when you divide by a negative number, you have to change the direction, right? See that? So this got changed, right? Remember to change direction when you divide by negative numbers. And so this would be a 4. So that's your answer. And when you're doing the graphing, so here would be the 4, 5, 6, 3, and 2, right? Again, center number, and then you got 2 numbers on each side. And so this would be that, right? This little line right over here tells you that 4 is part of your answer, so you have to fill in a dot. And if you have a variable on this side, whatever the arrow is, you just follow that. So arrow is pointing to the right, so it means you want to go to the right. Okay. And so that's it. So again, try to have variable on the left-hand side. It's this confusing and it's easier to do, so you kind of avoid the careless mistakes.